Mistakes in Naruto.
Let's talk about 11 mistakes in the Naruto anime, and these are gonna be actual mistakes. No bad animation and weird frames when you pause.
Okay, this is not a mistake. To me, this is awesome.
The anime do not
I love
count
this.
as
I love
mistakes
this. Ooh,
because those
my God,
are made
beautiful,
on purpose.
beautiful.
Also, censorship
Perfect.
of violent scenes or otherwise are also not gonna be counted as mistakes because those were also on purpose to make the anime more palatable for younger audiences.
Oh my God, it's a lot of blood.
And I've made an entire video about this topic already, so you can watch it later. Now, let's start off with mistake number 1, the Kazekage's clothes. Because if you remember correctly, back in Naruto Part 1, when the Kazekage, quote-unquote, because it was actually Orochimaru in disguise, showed up in the Chunin exams, his Kazekage robes were white and blue. But that's a big coloring mistake.
It's not red.
Because the Kazekage clothes
it's green. Oh my God.
Are not blue, they are green. He is from the Land of Wind, the leader of the Sand Village.
Okay, we didn't know because the manga is most, I don't know, black and white, so I don't know.
His clothes should be green.
But okay,
it makes much more sense for the Mizukage to have blue clothes because he is the leader of the Land of Water.
This is the leader, man. Oh my God, this guy doesn't look nice.
Now, even in Naruto Shippuden in the Kazekage rescue arc, we see Gaara with those blue robes, which are wrong, and this mistake is corrected later on in the anime when we see Gaara in the
and you know it matches with his eyes because he has beautiful eyes.
Arc, because now the Mizukage is showing up as well. Oh, I guess we have to give Gaara
oh my God, my favorite Kage ever, man. We're seeing here my favorite Kage ever, the best Kage ever made. Danzo, I love him. I think he's the greatest. I'm a big fan of Danzo.
It would be weird if he has the same color as the Mizukage, but that was a big mistake. We see in the manga that the Kazekage has always had green robes to represent the Land of Wind.
Oh,
now,
weirdos.
This choice was definitely a conscious decision, but I am counting as a mistake because they actually changed it later on in the anime, therefore they regretted what they did, but they probably did that because blue would come.
I think it's because they didn't know about the other Kages. This is the beginning of the story.
Much better than green with red, and the entire contrast in that particular scene was with Hiruzen, who was wearing the Hokage robes, who were red and white.
Orochimaru killed Gaara's father, and nobody cares about that. Nobody thinks about, oh my God, he killed Gaara's father, and this is not talked about again. Okay, they say, oh, he killed the Kazekage, but they don't say it's Gaara's father because, okay, Gaara hates his father, so...
The Kazekage robes, it would look cooler than green because red and blue are opposites, but still, should have been green. Number 2, the Edo Tensei eyes. Okay. So, when Orochimaru...
It's not only the Edo Tensei eye, it's how weak those two guys are in this part, and if you compare to the end of the story,
first and second Hokages back to fight.
Like they're so much stronger than
normal living people.
When they show up for the first time, the only thing you think is, oh my God, those guys are okay. They're strong, but okay, they don't matter that much. That's how I thought. But then you say, oh, this guy's a god. This guy's like the ledge, and then he's heir to the gods and all the things, but
look,
when you see him for the first time, he's not the breath of life and anything of that. He's just a guy.
Normal, and there seemed to be nothing really wrong or weird about them. And then when we go on to the war arc, every single Edo Tensei has dark eyes instead of white eyes. This really symbolizes that, okay, these people do not belong to this world. They're dead. They should not have been brought back because this is messed up. But
I think it's hard to remember this.
However, this is not the case in the manga, because in the manga, they do have the black eyes, just like they would eventually get black eyes in the war.
So it's not Kishimoto's fault. So it's the animated
for whatever reason, the anime chose not to do the black eyes, and this was a conscious choice. It's not as though they forgot in a couple of scenes to do the black eyes, because I guess you could make that mistake and it wouldn't be that big of a deal. But no, in every single scine, they have.
I think they wanted to do this more human and more like. I understand what they're doing here, because when what's the name of the Sarutobi? When Sarutobi seeing his senseis, he's feeling pain because he has to battle and he has to kill his own senseis. So the human stare with those eyes, and they look very, very human. It's good because he's feeling pain because he's having to kill his own masters. So I think there's a point here. I don't think this is that bad, I think.
So this is definitely something that they chose to do. Why? I have no clue. Because it really differentiates Edo Tensei characters, and they look really cool with the black eyes.
Yeah, I think that too. It's cool.
Studios. Number 3, Itachi's Mangekyo Sharingan. So the first time Itachi comes to the Leaf Village after
the coolest guy ever.
Attacks Asuma, Kurenai, Kakashi, and then Guy arrives, I suppose, later on. He uses Tsukiyomi against Kakashi, and that's obviously a
man, and this is a little. I don't think Itachi hates Kakashi to this point. Like, I'm gonna do this to him, because this is a very cruel thing to do to somebody, and I don't think Kakashi is your enemy this much to do this to him. I think this is a little bit too much. I'm not an expert of this, but I think this a little bit too much.
Sharingan ability. Now, when you watch the anime, you get the impression that the Mangekyo Sharingan is just a fancy name for a more powerful version of a Sharingan ability, because Itachi's Sharingan looks exactly the same with 3 Tomoe. They just do a weird montage with all those Sharingan eyes kind of flying around.
Yeah,
it's an illusion that's about to take place, and it just feels very weird.
Yes, it's very weird.
It's just the Mangekyo Sharingan. Obviously, it's not the Mangekyo Sharingan.
But it's the coolest first appearance ever.
Sharingan looks like. However, when Kishimoto was drawing that scene in the manga, he hadn't yet finished the design for Itachi's Mangekyo Sharingan. So you can see that when Itachi is using the Mangekyo Sharingan against Kakashi there, you never see Itachi's eyes. It's out of focus or too far away for you to see. And that's because Itachi's eyes had a different shape that Kishimoto hadn't figured out.
That's a good thing. I have to write this chapter, but I don't know how to draw his eyes yet. So I'm just not gonna show it. It's not because of a mystery, it's just because I don't know what to do yet.
But in the anime, instead of doing what Kishimoto did and just not showing the eye, they show the eye and it's just a Sharingan, which looks weird. Also, it is kind of cool that the first time you see those abilities, you don't see what the Mangekyo Sharingan looks like, and then we get the actual reveal.
Yes, I think it's cool
flashback.
too.
It's really impactful. Number 4, and I love this scene, but the anime kind of screws it up a little bit.
Oh my God.
The first time Naruto uses a Rasengan,
how strong Rasengan is.
Lands it on Kabuto, saves Tsunade. Everybody knows that's an epic scene, but it looks like Naruto landed a Chidori on Kabuto in the anime. Lightning comes out of
I don't know, I think this is cool.
Naruto's hand when he is Rasenganing Kabuto, and it really looks like a Chidori. What can I say?
It looks like a Chidori.
Messed the animation up here. Maybe they didn't have the budget to do a Rasengan blow or anything, and they had the Chidori blow prepared, but you can obviously see that in the manga, it looks like how a Rasengan blow.
Okay, wait, it's yellow in the original.
It look like the swirling chakra spinning very rapidly behind Kabuto and all that.
Oh,
but
no.
in the anime, it just looks like lightning all of a sudden.
But I don't think this is that bad, because when you're doing wind stuff, I don't know, maybe some electricity comes in. I don't know, man. I don't know anything about weather and stuff, but I think wind creates electricity.
Chidori, man. Number 5, Kakashi's reverse Mangekyo Sharingan.
Oh my God.
So there's
Wait. It's not black?
Wait,
I don't remember this being black.
Kakashi versus Sasuke fights in the 5.
Like the pupil being okay, I don't know. Wait. I thought it was the opposite, like red here and black here.
Reverse Mangekyo Sharingan. So there's a point in time during the Kakashi versus Sasuke fight in the 5 Kage Summit when Sasuke uses the Susanoo arrow against Kakashi, and Kakashi has to kamo it away so he doesn't die. He uses his Mangekyo Sharingan for that. But the colors of that particular scene in the Mangekyo Sharingan are reversed. His pattern is red,
the only time that happens.
The outside of the pattern is black, which is supposed to be the other way around. And
yeah,
that's
weird.
A weird animation mistake, because
I don't think this is cool.
less for a little bit, and they just kind of let it go for a while. It would be one thing if a particularly quick shot was done.
It's like 4 episodes, the same mistake again.
Reverse colors, but the entire thing, nobody said anything. I mean, obviously they noticed, but they just chose not to fix it because it would probably be too expensive or whatever. Number 6,
they don't care.
And this is an absolutely convoluted mistake that involves the manga.
Okay, Obito looks way better in the manga, man. Oh my God, man. He looks like a filler character in the anime. I have to say this, he looks really like a filler character in some frames in the anime.
And the anime. Obito's arm collar. Now this begins when Minato and Obito fight during the Nine Tails attack, and Minato destroys one of Obito's arms. Now a lot of people say that there's a mistake in the anime because Minato destroys Obito's left arm, which is not the arm he was supposed to destroy, because the Zetsu arm is the right arm, so that's the arm that kind of melts away when it's destroyed and all that. And it looks like
wait, so he doesn't have both arms, so he's a ninja Without arms.
It's melted away when Minato lands the Rasengan. So it was supposed to be the other arm, the arm that was crushed by the rock all the way back in the day, and Obito got half of a white Zetsu body to replace that part of the body and that arm.
I think this is a cool. Oh my god, it's weird. I tried to say something nice about this appearance, but it's not.
It was destroyed by the rock.
Yeah,
but that's not actually
But
true.
you're alive,
that
okay?
was not an anime
you
mistake
can't complain.
Because in the manga, Obito also loses his left arm in that fight. And he does look like it's supposed to be a Zetsu arm, but he didn't get that arm replaced by a Zetsu arm, so it just looks weird. Maybe Kishimoto overlooked a little bit of what was supposed to happen in this scene.
I think Kishimoto makes so many mistakes sometimes that this is not. I think the Itachi plot hole about Itachi being good all the time, even though he killed his own family, and he didn't try to negotiate, and he just, okay, I'm gonna kill my family and that's it. I think this is the worst plot hole in the anime. So compared to that, the arm, I don't care.
That's not a mistake in the anime's part. However, in number 7, there are way more mistakes about Obito's arms, because even when Obito is attacking the Leaf Village here, his right arm is not white. I mean, you can say his skin color is probably white, but I'm referring to the literal white color, which is the white Zetsu color, and the color...
Oh my god, he has a giant... Oh my god, he has a giant dick.
Of Obito's right arm. Because as I said before, he got half of a white Zetsu body, and his right hand doesn't look white, how it's supposed to look. Even in the colored version of the manga, it doesn't, so that's...
Oh my god, he looks very normal here.
Mistake.
Hey, don't put your hand on a baby like
obviously,
that.
we see that towards the end of the war arc, when DMS Obito was fighting against Kaguya and all that, and he was shirtless, that half of his body was made of the white Zetsu matter. It was literally white, and he had a white Zetsu arm. However, during the war arc, Obito loses his sleeve and gets his arm exposed by Naruto's Rasengan Kamui combo. And his arm was also skin color, not white. And
wait, he looks like, oh my god, that thing Michael Jackson had, where he has a white part of his arm and different colors, and man, I don't think they care anymore. How many times they did this wrong?
The manga. So a lot of mistakes here regarding Obito's arms, and the worst thing is,
I think I know how can you fix this. Just say he can change colors like a chameleon. Just say that. He can change.
His left
like a chameleon.
arm, which
okay.
was blown by Minato,
and
his normal arm when it was blown
that.
by Minato, is never replaced by a white Zetsu arm. It never turns into the white color that's supposed to be the white Zetsu color. When we see DMS Obito shirtless, his right half is white.
You can see his abs, he's strong,
we see his left arm is pretty normal, even though his hand literally fell off during the fight against Minato. So yeah, a lot of inconsistencies here. Now continuing with Obito, number 8 is going to be Obito's scar, and it being on the wrong side of Obito's face. Like, Studios Pierrot literally...
Wait, let me remember. Oh, the right face is the rock one. Okay.
You forgot that Obito got...
Oh my god, they're doing with mirrors.
On the right side?
They only put in the opposite side.
That's really weird. But what if I told you that the mistake was not the side of the scar? Because yeah, everybody knows that Obito has the massive scar on the right side of his face, and then all of a sudden Obito has a scar on the left side of his face when he is in bed and hurts, and he's taking care of Zetsu and Madara. But that left side scar is also present in the manga, and that's not a manga mistake, because of course half of Obito's body...
Wait, this doesn't make sense at all.
...is also present.
How can this be possible? How can you be smashed this side and the other side at the same time? This is, oh my god, because this is the side who is destroyed, that's destroyed, but the other side is too. Oh my god, this doesn't make sense at all.
Half of Obito's body was crushed by the big rock in the beginning, and then he couldn't move anymore. But after Kakashi and Rin left, the entire cave collapsed on Obito, and several other rocks hit him as well, hurting the other side of his body. It was just not as catastrophic as an entire massive rock falling on the right side. So one of the rocks fell on the left side.
What a loser, Obito, man. Other guy keeps his eye and his girl, man. Oh, man.
And left a scar there. In the manga, you can see that
you lose your girl and your eye to the guy you hate. Oh my god, what a terrible fate.
It's a permanent scar. It's like a bruise and cuts, but definitely not a deformation on Obito's face, and that's the mistake the anime made. It made it look like
Obito was a beta, bro.
Was there to stay. That was kind of like the scar he got on the right side of his face, which is not. It was supposed to be bruises and cuts, but instead it looks like what he would eventually get
yes,
from
it's
the
all
rock
confusing.
falling on the right side of his body, which is a mistake.
Okay, but they don't know the difference between right and left.
That's
all the mistakes.
If you don't
at least. Oh no, almost all the mistakes.
Of that scar,
not knowing the
side.
People
think you made a mistake and confuse the side of Obito's face. That's pretty bad. Number 9, Madara's Rinnegan mistake. So when Madara's fighting against the Alliance and everybody is
eyes. All the mistakes are about eyes and sides.
Stomping a lot of background characters.
They don't know anything about eyes.
Madara upwards, and Naruto lands a Rasengan on him. But Madara uses his Susanoo, blocking the Rasengan, not taking any damage, and counters the attack. Now, before he activated the Susanoo in that scene, Madara was only using his base 3 Tomoe Sharingan. He was evolving his eye slowly during the fight. However, in the anime, there is a brief scene right when Inoki is thrusting Madara upwards that
okay, but it's small scene, it's a small frame.
At the quote-unquote camera, and his eyes depict the Rinnegan. He wasn't supposed to have a Rinnegan there, guys. He was supposed to have a 3 Tomoe normal Sharingan. Now, because Madara is usually drawn with the Rinnegan in the entire series, the animation probably made a mistake and they figured, oh, okay, this is a Rinnegan scene, because most of the scenes are
how can they make those mistakes? This is simple.
Rinnegan scenes anyway, and it's a very quick scene. However, there are a decent amount of people who notice this mistake the first time.
Okay, I have to say this. Like, oh. None of these mistakes I noticed. Not a single mistake. I'm stupid, so I don't know.
Was that the Rinnegan? What the hell? Which
I was like, okay,
the surprise away.
His eyes are different.
Eventually uses the Rinnegan in the fight. Now, the first time I watched that episode, which is episode 322, the best Naruto episode, I was watching it right after it came out, and I caught it immediately when the mistake was made. I saw the Rinnegan, and I'm like, oh, he was not supposed to have the Rinnegan here, because I tend to look a lot at characters' eyes, especially Uchiha's, because their eyes are just cool to look at, and I saw the mistake. And a lot of people that don't know the Madara is going to have the Rinnegan, and they are really confused. So I understood it immediately. Oh, okay, this is an animation mistake. Because
I have to say, this is a beautiful eye. So let's draw this.
Glimpse,
one time we're gonna see Sakura with a Rinnegan. We're gonna say Kurenai with a Rinnegan. We're gonna say, I know, Shino with a Rinnegan. We don't see his eyes, but we're gonna see a Rinnegan. I don't know how, but we're gonna see a Rinnegan.
Madara immediately changes to the EMS with his Susanoo. And that's just an unfortunate mistake that kinda spoils things for people that pay close attention to the story and what's unfolding. And especially in this scene, because a lot of attention was drawn towards Madara's eyes beforehand when he was trading blows with the Alliance. His eyes were glowing, looking at all sides. It was really cool. So
okay, we all have to say this. This is like an amazing moment, man.
Encouraged to pay attention to Madara's eyes, and then when you see the Rinnegan, you're just like, oh, okay, he's weird, man. I didn't know he was gonna have a Rinnegan, so that's kind of bad. Number 10, the first time Madara uses Deep Forest Emergence, there's a quick scene where Madara doesn't have gloves all of a sudden. It's kind of brief, but it's weird because Madara
this one I would never notice.
Always has gloves on, at least when he's Neto, and then there's a scene he doesn't, so you're like, oh, okay.
Wait. He didn't have the painted nails.
Guess that's
I like the painted nails.
In the next scene, he has gloves again. And this one is definitely not a big deal. Number 11, there's a scene towards the end of the series.
Man, this is a heart. This is the gayest Naruto moment ever. This is a very nice heart.
Naruto and
between
Sasuke
two guys who destroyed their arms
in the Valley of the End, the sun setting and everything, that Kakashi has the Leaf Village headband, and you say,
imagine if one of them had AIDS, the other one would get AIDS.
Well, I mean, that's right? I mean, Kakashi, Leaf Village, but no, he was supposed to have the Alliance headband, not the Leaf Village, so that was a mistake. Obviously, not a big deal either, but an enemy mistake nonetheless, because afterwards, Kakashi just has the normal Alliance headband. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't installed.
Okay. I think those mistakes are very strange. I think the side mistakes, the arm mistakes, are weird. I don't know why they did those mistakes. This is, I don't know, but I would never notice because I'm so dumb to notice.